Most people waste years learning the wrong way. Here's how you can 10x your self-study speed in just days. Let's be honest, you're not lacking information. You've probably consumed more content this year alone than most people did their entire lives a century ago. And yet, most of it slips away. A while back, I occasionally shared a list of fields I've been quietly obsessing over on Instagram, and people kept asking me, how do you do it? How do you study so much at once? That's when I realized, oh, this doesn't seem to be typical. And the truth is, I study way more than I ever put on that list. But it is not about quantity alone. The real advantage now is knowing how to connect, unlearn, and process rapidly to turn knowledge into something alive. That's what makes you untouchable. That's what I'm letting you in on today, my personal 5-step framework and mental models that I use to think differently, learn 10 times faster, and guarantee that what you learn actually sticks. Before anything, you lay a foundation to operate from. Whether you're learning a skill or a field of knowledge, you need this baseline. Otherwise, you will just keep recycling the same information that everyone throws at you. Your brain loves a pattern. If you give it a framework, it will connect new information to it way faster than if you just feed it isolated facts. The first step in my process is gathering data during research in a deep focus state. I don't just Google something, take it for a fact, and move on. I actually dive deep into books, studies, hidden corners of the internet, and especially perspectives from other people. My initiative here is to get as many impressions and perspectives as possible on the same thing. Automatically, I create a map in my head of what matters and why. To build this foundation, I pay very close attention to patterns, the overlaps, the contradictions, the recurring terms pointing at the same underlying core. This is where it gets interesting. When I read something, I'm already asking questions. What is missing here? What's beneath this? What are the flaws? What are the implications? What's the origin? The quality of your questions determines the quality of your answers. At first, I really underestimated the power of questions until a friend brought it to my attention by asking me something that had me shocked at the answer that came out of my very own mouth. It just really deepens your understanding, which is crucial. When you're researching and gathering data, that's where you have to stay wildly open but deeply skeptical. You really have to look for the cracks, the inconsistencies, interrogate everything, okay? Research like an archaeologist, not like a tourist. So now that I've told you how to be a skeptic, how do you remain open-minded so you can absorb and learn more? Operate from the mindset that you know nothing. The moment you think you figured it out, you've stopped evolving. Your mind must stay hungry. Furthermore, you have to remove your ego as much as possible from knowledge and remove the need to be right. Because the moment people stumble upon something that threatens their current beliefs, they become defensive, they tense up, and eventually they look away and miss out on what they could have found. Your subconscious mind will resist it. That's why you have to make the choice to consciously override the tendency to ignore or reject all that is new. Don't just challenge the beliefs of others. Question your own assumptions twice as much. In my notes app, I write down what I find during my research to help me really consciously process the material that I've just gathered. I only write down what sparks curiosity, what feels resonant or heavy, because when curiosity leads, one idea quickly turns into 5, and you start spotting things that other people miss. Curiosity always knows something you don't. It will throw you breadcrumbs until you realize exactly what's been trying to lead you all along. And curiosity activates dopamine, which will make learning addictive and fast. Now, if you're wondering how to make that work for you, wait until you hear the next part. I organize my notes so I have a big picture that is structured inside of my mind, and then I just let it simmer. Without distractions, without noise, I step away and I do something that doesn't demand actively trying to figure it out for me. I might go on a walk, I might cook, I might sit in silence, or I might take a nap. Especially naps are effective because your brain rewires way faster in this state. What happens now is that your subconscious works in the background and it starts stitching together everything that you subconsciously processed and what you consciously couldn't see. That's where deeper intuitive knowledge has the space to arise. Wisdom lies in knowing that all answers are intuitively available to you already. Through the collective field and higher consciousness, there is nothing outside of your reach. Nikola Tesla famously said, "My brain is only a receiver in the universe. There's a core from which we obtain knowledge, strength, and inspiration. I haven't penetrated the secrets of this core, but I know that it exists." Now, this might sound abstract if you're not familiar with it, but have you ever felt like you were tuned into a truth that is bigger than your own thoughts? Do you get sudden waves of clarity about something you weren't even consciously thinking about? That's the direction I'm going with this, because thoughts and ideas, they don't just magically disappear. They are stored, and when you are tuned in at the right frequency, you can access them. Now, I start to embody and integrate it. I don't want to just learn something, I want to feel it, specifically the energetic imprint behind it. The stronger the emotional connection, the quicker it sticks. So sometimes it's 10 voice notes to a friend. Other times it's me pacing around the room like a caged animal, talking to no one but myself. But either way, I want to express it so I can feel it. Think about when you try to explain something to a friend, like a new workout move or an app you just discovered. And as you explain it, you realize, oh, I actually haven't fully understood the concept behind it yet. And then you can start to fill in the gaps. That's the power of expressing. It forces you to solidify your understanding. Now, what I assume makes me especially quick is because I'm emotionally invested. When you're emotionally invested, you have quicker access to the flow state where things just come together easily and you have all these realizations popping up. When you enter these deep states, you have unlimited focus and especially time disappears. Just because I'm fully there and I keep persisting. I will not leave my desk or wherever I'm at before I find out something that satisfies me. But if something feels neutral to me, I slow down. I feel the urge to procrastinate. So what do I do if I have to get started anyway? I turn it into a game. Can I get this done in 30 minutes if it would normally take me an hour? Or I reframe it. If I understand this now, then I'm one step closer to unlocking what I really want to learn about. When things come together, I physically write it down into my final notebook in my own words. Now I'm not just repeating stuff or memorizing what is already known, I'm building my own frameworks for it and potentially using my own language. Not because it's the final truth, but because I want the clearest version that is available to me right now and to document it. With the most important things, you will notice you will keep spiraling back. Each time you will have a new angle, a new perspective, and a new set of eyes. And every time you uncover deeper layers. Truth is something that evolves together with you. Multiple truths can coexist at the same time. Accepting and just allowing this is crucial, and it also keeps you open-minded. What is important when it comes to beliefs is to only agree with the beliefs that serve you. Discern what you are agreeing to, because the moment you agree to a belief, it dictates what shows up for you, because it determines the most of your thoughts, convictions, emotions, possibly even your identity. And that's the recipe for how your current reality looks. Think about it. When someone tells you, mastering the skill takes 6 months, and you accept that timeline, then you're locked into that expectation. And now it will take you 6 months. But what if you could have done it in 2? That person is not you. And even though it might be a common experience, it doesn't have to be yours. Never let the limits of other people define yours. I keep saying this to my friends also, but it's so important. People tend to tell me I'm delusional for this take, and I can see why. But then again, not much later, people ask me, how did you do it? That's how I did it. You get to choose how you perceive and frame it. Choose like a person that knows exactly what they are capable of. I'm not telling you to overestimate yourself, but definitely don't underestimate yourself. I underestimated myself for way too long, and it cost me too much time. Now, you're not just gonna leave the notes and never look at them again, which I think we have all been guilty of at some point, but you keep integrating it into your life. One of the quickest way to do this is to teach it. I do this through content creation, but you can teach it to anyone really, even if it's a ghost in your room. Just teach it. The key here is to simplify it. That's when you know you have really understood it. Also, just test it and experiment. If you learn about focus, leave your phone in the other room. If you're learning about persuasion, use it in a conversation. If you're learning about how to learn 10 times faster, actually apply it. Knowledge is not power until you apply it. After applying it, ask yourself, what made this click for me? Was it the visual? Was it the diagram? Was it the metaphor? And really mentally note this down. And that way you have this meta-awareness of how you learn best and you can keep optimizing it. Now, for who stayed, the real key and answer to how I learned so much at once. When you start to prioritize depth, as I just elaborated in my entire process, then you soon will start to notice that everything is interconnected. There are patterns between seemingly unrelated fields, and I oftentimes read articles or sign up to random newsletters which I know nothing about, just to connect them to my fields of interest. There are links between everything. Art and maths, both run on proportion, symmetry, and pattern. Consciousness and architecture, the space you're in affects how you think and how you feel. Psychology and spirituality, two languages saying the exact same thing. So think in terms of systems, because it is all one. There's a deeper order, one language that is endlessly translated. I can reason anything I say in this video through the language of spirituality. I can explain it with neuroscience and psychology. I can underline it with philosophy. And if you paid attention, you will have noticed that I did. When I go into a new field, I can connect the dots very quickly because I've already decoded the language of other fields, so I can apply it to the new one. This creates innovation, and that's why I keep saying, synthesize your knowledge. If you have issues with interconnected thinking, then create mind maps or diagrams, anything to help you visualize it. When you follow what excites you, it will always lead you to the right places to look. It will save you hours, days, if not weeks, of just memorizing and circling around the same thing, because it's a form of intuition, inner tuition. If I'm learning something for a specific project that I need several new skills for, I just start before I have the knowledge and skill of everything. I will build the knowledge and the foundation like in phase 1, but then I will just apply it, and when something comes up that I cannot do with my current skills, I will learn it on the spot and continue. And then something comes up again and I will learn it again and continue because I keep applying it. And that replaces the other phases. In that way, you have experiential learning, and you learn through trial and error, you learn through immediate feedback that you get, and that's the way it sticks best with you. The lack of knowledge restricts your awareness, and it restricts your access. The right information can shatter walls instantly that you didn't even know were there. And it can change everything for you in an instant. That's why I say, when you have a strong will, you can change exponentially, not only linearly. I hope this was helpful and sparked something for you. You know where to find me. If not, that's totally okay. I love you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.